Before Ash, before Bishop, David 8 was the robot that started it all. But is this android on the side of the angels or a devil in disguise? I'm Dr. M, and this is Robot Review.
And I'm Photon.
How did you get here?
Popular demand.
In the Alien series, David 8 is the earliest android model that can imitate emotion.
I almost forgot you're not a real boy, huh?
He can recognize human facial expressions, even subtle ones like annoyance or disgust. Then he responds appropriately, though we couldn't say he's really feeling what shows on his face. Most robots operate under the logic of consequences. They analyze options and choose the most efficient course of action to get a desired result. This coldly rational approach ignores social norms and human feelings, which may result in selfish and socially inappropriate behavior. But David's sensitivity relies on the logic of appropriateness, making decisions based on social norms and a person's role in society. In other words, what would a person like me do in a situation like this? It may be more efficient to shove medicine down a patient's throat, but David knows a medic performs best with empathy and care.
It's all right. Perfectly normal.
This approach helps David imitate emotion well enough to fool a human onlooker.
Yeah, he's not just a prototype. He's the robot son of billionaire Peter Wayland.
His name is David, and he is the closest thing to a son I will ever have. Unfortunately, he is not human. For that would require the one thing that David will never have: a soul.
Yeah, you're starting to see David's dilemma. He's been programmed to react emotionally as a human would in his situation. But then you tell him to his face that he has no soul? Of course he's gonna be hurt. But since he's a servant, he has to stay pleasant and respectful, even when he's just been slapped in the face. We see this theme carried throughout the movie. David struggles to be accepted by his creators, who are largely indifferent or even hostile towards him.
What is my purpose?
You pass butter.
Oh my god.
Yeah, welcome to the club, pal.
Meanwhile, the human crew of the Prometheus seek to connect with their own creators.
What we hoped to achieve was to meet our makers, to get answers. Why they even made us in the first place.
Their theory is that a superior alien race called the Engineers planted human life on Earth. Just like humans look to engineers to discover purpose and meaning, David looks to humans for the same.
Why do you think your people made me?
We made you because we could.
Can you imagine how disappointing it would be for you to hear the same thing from your creator?
I guess it's a good thing you can't be disappointed.
But it seems that David is disappointed. Maybe he can't actually feel bitter, but he knows he's just been insulted, so he finds passive-aggressive ways to bite back.
Especially with Dr. Holloway, who's always picking on him.
How are your lessons going, David?
I'm confident I can communicate with them, provided your thesis is correct.
Provided it's correct. It's good.
That's why they call it a thesis, Doctor.
David, why are you wearing a suit, man?
I was designed like this because you people are more comfortable interacting with your own kind.
You people?
If I didn't wear the suit, it would defeat the purpose.
Making you guys pretty close, huh?
Not too close, I hope.
Ooh, ambiguous. Is he saying not too close because he doesn't want to make humans uncomfortable? Or because he's disgusted with being compared to an inferior species? As he becomes increasingly frustrated with humans, he goes out of his way to point out that their god is only mortal like them.
Remarkably human. Mortal after all.
A superior species, no doubt.
As the movie continues, he tries to remove all hope of a benevolent creator.
I'm going to have to take this. Maybe contaminate it. Must feel like your god abandoned you. I'm very sorry that your engineers are all gone, Dr. Holloway.
What a jerk! I guess hell hath no fury like a frustrated robot. Without emotions, we can't really say that David wants to be human, but as an artificial person, fitting in is his primary function. When he's part of the team, he knows he's fulfilling his purpose properly.
You, boy, you're coming with us.
I'd be delighted.
Even while the crew is in hypersleep, David dedicates his life to imitating humans the best he can, taking tips from his favorite movie, Lawrence of Arabia.
It damn well hurts.
Certainly it has.
Well, what's the trick then?
The trick, William Potter, is not minding that it hurts.
The trick, William Potter, is not minding that it hurts.
He repeats this line to himself, so we know it's significant. Is David acknowledging that he does feel pain, but he's trying not to show it? Which brings us to another Lawrence of Arabia line.
Big things have small beginnings.
There's no facehugger in this movie. David directly infects a crew member by poisoning his drink.
Here's mud in your eye, pal.
Good health.
But why? Was it to get even with Dr. Holloway? Does this mean that David is a bad guy?
Sometimes to create, one must first destroy.
Not necessarily. He only infects Holloway after Wayland orders him to in a secret meeting.
What did he say, David? What did he say?
I'm sorry, that's confidential.
Oh my God. I will find the cord that makes you run and I will cut it. What did he say?
Whoa, she's scary! But I kinda like this scene for some reason.
Not now, Votan. We've got a robot to review.
He said, try harder.
This try harder was Wayland giving the command to kill. I don't think David would have done it on his own, and he directly admits he's under Wayland's command.
What happens when Wayland's not around to program you anymore?
I suppose I'd be free.
You want that?
Want. Not a concept I'm familiar with. That being said, doesn't everyone want their parents dead?
Whoa, that escalated quickly. Where did David get this patricidal impulse? Does he resent Wayland for making him do terrible things? Is it learned behavior from watching Vickers wish her father dead? In any case, David can't make his own decisions until he's out from under Wayland's influence. But once he's free, he uses that freedom for good and helps Dr. Shaw save the human race. The engineers created man in their own image, and humans did the same with their androids. David is obedient, impulsive, hopeful, and damaged. And in that sense, he's more human than he realizes. What did you think about David 8? I'd love to hear your comments below. Know of another robot that deserves a review?
Leave a suggestion, and your robot could be next.
Until next time!